what's going on? This is Ron with Menchaca Channel. Inspiration, motivation, and kingdom principles is what we do. In this video, we're going to be talking about my testimony. What have I been through? You're about to find out. Because I'm ready, you're ready. Let's do this thing. So I'm looking at this YouTube video that I made, the last one that Menchaca Channel came out, and I was shocked. It was 5 months ago. What's been going on in these 5 months? Well, I'm here to tell you, I've been going through some things in my life, and I want to share it with each and every one of you. So let's get into it. My goodness, if I didn't spend 31 days in a hospital because of some things that happened in my body, my goodness, I'm glad I got the help. I'm glad it was a journey, but you learn something in everything that you go through. And I'm here to tell you and share a little bit of my testimony. My goodness, 31 days in the hospital, a total of 3 months of recovery. And so this is what happened, and I got to get into it because I want you to get the scope of what happened to me. I was taking a shower at night, and all of a sudden I was cleaning myself, and I got down to my groin area, and I felt a little bump that was unusual. I didn't think much of it because, to be honest with you, it felt like it was gonna be like a boil or something like that, you know, sometimes we get and all that. I was gonna get out and put some cream on it, some boilies or something like that. And I don't know, but I didn't pay much mind to it. And since it was just a small little bump in my groin area, I didn't think much of it. But as I got busy with life and everything, I know I had to go preach in McGregor, Texas, and I was a speaking engagement there. 3 days later, I got to the service in McGregor, Texas, and with Pastor Jerry and Alicia Sanchez, great friends of ours, fellow king and queen of our group, and they're just amazing individuals. And I'm telling you, when I got there, I wasn't feeling well at all. But you know, you put ministry before everything else, and the Lord helped me get through it. And I was one that was able to endure, but I just wasn't feeling right. So I got home and I took a nap, and we had an engagement to go to one of our friends' home, and she was celebrating the home there that she had just purchased and all that. And so we had church members from our church there and everything, and people kept on coming up to me and they said, you know what, you don't look well, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I kept on pressing through and everything. So we ended that and we got home, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower. Oh my goodness. When I got in that shower and I got to the same groin area, if that little bump didn't spread from the scrotum all the way to my right buttock, and it felt like a pipe, like a thick girth of something growing there. And I just was not feeling well. I got out of the shower, I got dressed, and I feel bad because my wife was cleaning the house and she was exhausted. You can tell. We had the service in the morning, we did the event in the evening, and she was cleaning up the house, and she came to me, and as I was leaving our bedroom, she was entering our bedroom, and she said, hey, I'm ready for bed. I'm ready to lay down and relax and all that. And I said, well, about that, I need to go to the ER. And she was like, and my wife is the kind of person that anything having to do with anything medical or anything like that, she physically gets sick. And so the next thing she said, really? We gotta go? Okay, I gotta go restroom. I gotta go to the restroom. And so she did, and I waited for her, and we went to the ER. And I got in there, I explained to them my issue and all that. They started hooking me up with IVs and all that. And they found out that not only did I have that problem, whatever that was, but I went into DKA. My sugar got real high, almost in the 500s. And next thing you know it, they bring a specialist in from urology. And she comes in and she says, I need to take a look at what we got going on down here. And she took one look and she says, uh-oh, I need to get in there now. I need to release you from that. What you're suffering from is gangrene infection. And it's grown quite a bit. And I'm gonna have to go in there and release you of that pressure. You'll start to feel better, and that's why your DKA is high. And we're just gonna have to get in there. She said, I got two options. I can do a bedside here in the ER. I'll just get my things that I need, and we'll get to busy in that. Or I can have my operating team here within the hour. So I was already shocked that I was going through this. And I said to myself, man, I better ask this doctor what she recommends. And so I did. I said, well, you being the doctor and seeing what's down there and everything, I could just only feel what's down there. What do you think we should do? And she says, I need to get in there now. And so within 10 minutes, she had all her tray full of scalpels and this and that. And she gave me some shots there to numb everything down there. And then she asked me that question, do you feel this? And she was poking me, and I said, no, I don't feel that, just the pressure of that. She says, okay, I'm gonna get started. And whew, man, she made a incision about that long from the scrotum all the way down to the right buttock. She cut it open. It started releasing that gangrene and infection. She took cultures, and when that happened, she went ahead and gave me some interesting news that I didn't think that this is the way they would go. But apparently they don't sew you back up, and they leave the open wound, and they put like soaked gauze in there, and they have to change it out. So immediately after I had that surgery, bedside surgery, they got me into the what's that place called where intensive care, ICU. They got me into there, and this is real, and I'm telling you, this is my life, and this is what I went through. And so you can imagine, as soon as I get there, they start, wiping me down and cleaning me up and this and that, and then they went ahead and that night I was there with the IVs, all that stuff, and they kept on giving me pain medicine to deal with the pain down there and all that. The very next day, they went ahead and sent me to the CT scan, and they went ahead and got that report. I'm there in the ICU room, and the same urology doctor came in, and she said, I took a look at your results of your CT scan, and I'm sorry to say, but there's another pocket of infection that we need to get rid of. And so, but this time we're gonna take you in the OR room, and you'll be sedated, and you won't feel a thing. And next thing, when you open your eyes, you'll be back out here and all that. So that's what happened. And so, granted, this first one and the second one was okay. It wasn't something that I could manage it, of course, with the pain pills and all that. I just had to get recovery. 2 nights later, I got a fever, and when I got that fever, they went ahead and rushed me to the CT scan again, and they found some more infection. And so I didn't know what tunnels were or anything like that, but Dr. Panazzi, the head of urology, came in, and I saw him. I've had history with him, and I said, oh my goodness, if I'm looking at you, sir, what is going on? And he says, how you doing, Mr. Menchaca? Well, I know that you've been through quite a lot so far already, but we went ahead and found another pocket of infection, and this time I'll be doing the surgery, and you'll be in the OR, you'll be sedated and everything, and you'll wake up in the ICU room. Well, can I just tell you that after that moment, I was not the same. Apparently he dug real deep into those areas, and 2 specific areas where he dug tunnels and to get all that infection, and he removed all that. And I was in bad shape because pain and all that. That's when they started rotating Norco and Dilaudid and all these powerful, painkillers and all that. And they would ask me, their favorite question to me was, what's your pain level? And if you had any experience in the hospital, you know that's so. And so that happened. So they're balancing this. I have to get fixed with this system, and they cut me open 3 times, and they don't sew you up. So I'm dealing with that, and all of a sudden, they go ahead and put gauze there and into the crevice and keep it that way until I get healed enough to use a what's called a wound vac, where it just sucks out moisture and all that. You can see it going through the tube, and it deposits all the stuff into a canister and all that. And so they're trying to deal with that. They're trying to deal with the DKA, and then finally we get to a point in my journey, and remember, I was there 31 days. So the majority was just healing and everything was going all right. I got a little bit of gout and flare-ups for the medication that they were giving me, but culture takes a while. It takes a while for them to find out what kind of infection you have. And so they went ahead and had me on 4 antibiotics just to cover everything. And so through that, I was able to heal enough for them to put a wound vac on me. And this is several days into the ordeal there. But then one of the antibiotics was not agreeing with my body. And so when they pinpoint that, they thought they had taken care of the situation there. They took me off of that antibiotic and they put me on another one. Finally, the culture came in. They found out which one I needed, which antibiotic I needed. So it started getting good. About the 26th day, they wanted to release me because I was doing well, and they had communicated to me, can you do this wound vac thing at the house, or we can have a home nurse come and change it out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we agreed to that, all that. So they're about to release me 26 days in, and I said, well, I need to go to the restroom, and then I'll be ready, and I'll pack up all my stuff and get ready for paperwork and processing and all that. I get to the restroom, and my goodness, I could not breathe. I'm on the John there, the toilet, and I cannot breathe whatsoever. I'm having trouble. So I make my way, after I'm finished there, I make my way back to the bed. It was just me and the nurse. And I turned to the nurse and I said, I'm having trouble breathing. I got tightness in my chest, and I can't. And I closed my eyes, and I was just focusing on my breathing, because it's a terrible thing not to breathe. Finally, I open my eyes, and the room is filled like with 20, 30 people in there. Nurses and doctors and this and that. Mr. Menchaca, how are you doing? I'm having trouble breathing. I got tightness in my chest. Oh my goodness. When I said that, they went into 100% mode, and they started, cleaning me up, this and that, almost getting me ready for like a surgery or something. They rushed me to go get another CT scan, and they found out that I had an amazing amount of blood clots in my lungs. I have this infection that I had to work out. I have the high DKA that they're trying to figure out on the diabetes side. I'm experiencing some gout, and then I have blood clots in my lungs. And so they immediately called my wife. Hey, you drop what you're doing, get to the hospital. It's very crucial that you're here. And so they're preparing me for that, and I'm still having, some problems breathing, not as much, but I'm still having that. And my wife gets there, she's trying to ask me questions, and she's freaking out, and I can't answer her questions because I'm trying to catch my breath. Finally, they come in from radiology, and they go ahead and take both of us, and they wheel me all the way back there, and then we're gonna have to do emergency surgery. We're gonna go in through his pelvis, and we're gonna go all the way up to the lungs and start to take out those blood clots there. And so that's what happened. And my wife was just, it was a lot for her. Not to mention that she had to carry the load of everything, even having to maintenance the car, get a sticker for that, replace the windshield because it was cracked and all that. And oh my goodness, it was just amazing on how much she had to do outside of her comfort zone, that the things that I would take care of, a flat tire, she went through it all. And so my wife is a very strong woman. And so I give kudos to her for that. Carrying on, after this episode, and they took out a lot of blood clots and all that, I had only one more episode. It was 11:30 at night, and I felt that same thing, like tightness in the chest, and I was having trouble breathing. But it wasn't as drastic as it was the previous time. And so the next day, radiology came in and they did a scan on my legs and making sure that I didn't have any more blood clots that were going up. And so they found out that that was the cause. And so they went ahead and performed another surgery. They went in through my neck here, right here, the main vein, and they put in a stent or a filter into my abdomen, and that spread out so that any kind of blood clot coming from the legs would not be able to go up and go into the lungs. So I thank everybody who was a part of that and the healing process, and all the great nurses that were taking care of me at Baylor Scott and White and Round Rock, and I just thank God that I was able to go through this, but yet be surrounded by good people. My whole family came and visit me, friends and churchgoers and all that. They're all concerned. I was in there for 31 days, and there's more to this story, but I think I've given you the basic thing. I know I came back and I went on the emergency vehicle, the ambulance, all the way back to Round Rock twice. And so just being in the hospital was a accumulation of 31 days. And, the Lord spoke to me quite a bit in there, and I was able to strengthen the faith that I have in God and all that. And it helps so much. And there's so much to give thanks to God for. And, just the fact that I'm alive and I'm able to regulate the sugars and the glucose, and now I'm very in a healthy state. The fog lasted a while, so I want to also thank God for putting me in an organization that supported me in this whole 3-month thing, and I was able to go on FMLA and still receive income into the house, and everybody who gave and donated it and gave food, and my sister-in-law Ruth and Noemi that came across, and they developed a food drive to help us, and so we were never lacking in this whole thing, and I just thank God for that. I apologize that it took so long, and even though I was recovered and everything, I just was reflecting on my life, and thus the 5 months that I haven't done a Menchaca channel. And so we're hitting close to 20 minutes on this one, but I got to tell you that I went through it, and the direction in my life, health-wise, have changed, and I'm even, moving spiritually to another dimension of ministry. And so I'll speak more about that a little later, but in another video. But I just want to say that thank you, each and every one of y'all who prayed for me, and I know that God has a lot more for both of us. And so even though I went through this, I do know that God is a great God, and I still have greatness on the inside, and I'm ready to get busy with what the kingdom work is. And I just want to say that I love each and every one of y'all, and I want to say this with all my heart before I end this video. Everybody wants a million things. There's things that you want: a new car, a new position in your job, and more money, and I want to win the lottery and all that. You know what the sick person wants? Just one thing: to be healthy. I want you to take that in consideration, because I want everything. I want all kinds of things. I want a better Menchaca channel. I need more equipment. I need more cameras. I need this and that. But when you go ill, when you fall into that, all you care about, and for 31 days, all I cared about was one thing, and that was to survive and get healthy. But can I be honest with you? I had a great support team. My attitude was very in the positive instead of the negative. God, why am I going through this? And I'm your child and this and that. But you know what? In the wilderness is when you gain so much experience, wisdom, and knowledge. And so that's exactly what happened. So I apologize to each and every one of y'all for not posting a video. I know that a bunch of you were asking, we're waiting for the next video. We're waiting for the next video. And here it is. But it's my testimony, and I got great things to say to each and every one of you. You still have greatness. You still can do multiple great things in your life, and you don't have to go through the struggles of life. There's a way out. And so I'm just encouraging you to continue forward. If I can go through the mess that I've went through in my family, I guarantee you, whatever you're going through is probably not as grim as that, or maybe it is. But there's timing. There's where you're gonna learn from the situation, and you're gonna proceed forward. Just please do me a favor. If you're going through the thick of it, you're going through trials and tribulations. You know what I always say. It's gonna cause one of two things in your life. You're either gonna become bitter or better. Please choose the better. Because there's so many people that are depending on your smile, on your words, and all that. And if you have bitterness in your heart, get rid of it. You don't need it. Life is too short to be worrying about all this bitterness and who don't like you and you know what? One person's opinion of you does not have to be your reality. So I can be honest in telling you that God is great, God is mighty, and He has purpose for your life. It's greatness on the inside. The kingdom of God is on the inside. You just have to discover it, develop it, and deploy it. We're all waiting. I'm telling you. Hey, thank you for watching this episode of Menchaca Channel, where inspiration, motivation, and kingdom principles is what we do. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'm telling you, ring that bell so you can get another episode of Menchaca Channel. Hey, if I have to go through trials and tribulations, what makes you think that you're not going to go through them? But keep a positive attitude, keep a great prayer life, and I'm telling you, surround yourself around people that love you and want to see you excel in life. Until next time.